Welcome to 512 Degrees, everybody, the podcast where we dive deep into the stories of chefs, artists, athletes, and influencers. Join us as we explore their extraordinary lives and uncover the secret ingredients behind their success. Today, we're thrilled to share with you one of our very special conversations from the Texas Monthly BBQ Festival from Lockhart, Texas. We teamed up with our friends at Goodstock by Nolan Ryan to delve into the stories and journeys of four legendary Texas pitmasters. Let's dive in. Welcome to 512 Degrees, live from the Texas BBQ Festival here in Lockhart, Texas. I'm here with Corey and Matt, owners and operators of LJ's Barbecue out of Brena. Welcome.
Thanks, always. It was us.
Tell me, each one of you, tell me a little bit about yourselves and, who you are, where you grew up. And awesome. Just the basics.
Yeah. So I'm Matt. I grew up in Missouri City, Texas, outside of Houston. Kind of really didn't do a lot of barbecue growing up, but I always ate it. And now here we are. I got a restaurant. So yeah, Corey, introduce yourself.
Corey, and I'm actually from Breno, and I am married to Matt's first cousin. Is how we are connected and stuff. And I was a machinist for 25 years. After the third time that the bottom fell out of the oil industry, like we had to shut the shop down, and Matt had been barbecuing, and we got together, did like a catering and stuff, and it went great. And we were like, shoot, let's try this out. And here we are almost 10 years later. Yeah. Hopefully killing it.
Yeah, I mean, y'all, you look online and you hear amazing things. So, obviously y'all are killing it. I, as a kid, one of my uncles used to work in Greenup, so we would visit it. And so y'all are based out of Breno. For someone who hasn't been there, describe the town to me.
I mean, definitely a small town feel, but you're only, 45 minutes here in Houston and an hour here in Austin. So it's really cool. I grew up in the Houston area, so I love it in the small town. And my folks moved to Brenham now, and my parents did, and they love it. A traffic jam is when you have to wait twice at a light. So that's pretty cool.
Literally everywhere, 7 minutes.
Yeah, it's great. I mean,
That's great.
and Brenham, we always talk about the bees of Brenham: baseball, barbecue, bluebell, bluebonnets. You know what I mean? That's what we're known for: bluebonnets, baseball, bluebell, and now hopefully barbecue too.
Yeah, you got to do the Bluebell Factory.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Dollar scoops, you can't beat it.
Yeah, and fresh. So, Matt, you mentioned that as a young person, you ate barbecue. Corey, how about yourself? What's your first barbecue memory and kind of...
Oh, I mean, just growing up in Central Texas, I mean, you're always going to eat barbecue and stuff. But, as far as the first memory, compared to now, it was all garbage. But you're still going to eat it, but it's just evolved so much. And, just with the way that we cook and everything, everybody else that's out here, it's just awesome. Just the flavors have just gone through the roof. Yeah, just the creativity that everybody is doing now is just so cool.
And it's like a multicultural thing now. There's just like the 4 or 5 menu items. You go to each place, isn't the unique that they do.
Absolutely. I mean, and we try to, especially for our locals that are there, our regulars that are there a couple times a week, you're not going to get a 3-meat plate twice a week. You know what I mean? It's just heavy food.
Yeah.
So we try to have fun new specials as often as we can. Pretty much every day we're running something that is just for that day. And, if they work, we bring it back. If they don't, well, scrap it and throw in the pile, and maybe we'll try it again later, but it wasn't great that time. So it's fun. But it also keeps it fresh for us that are cooking it and our employees that are cooking every day to have, we're not just doing the same thing every day.
Right.
It would be a little creative. And, I mean, it's kind of like if you're a artist that painted the same picture every day, it might get old, but to be able to do something cool and new is always fun.
Yeah. When, for either of y'all, was the first realization that, hey, barbecue could be a way of living for me? It could be a way to pay the bills and, do this.
That's when, Matt had started doing caterings and stuff. His sister and her husband were both ship team leaders at Target. And so they would feed their teams and stuff. And Matt started doing caterings for them and everything. Yeah. So he was the one that actually, got it started and stuff.
Yeah.
And
I was in grad school at the U of H Hotel Restaurant Management School, and my plan was to go work in like golf resorts and stuff. I'd like kind of had my teacher certificate and was doing that and really just wasn't into it. And I my mom and dad were like, do something you love. And I was like, playing a lot of golf. And I was like, I think I could do golf resorts. Well, I started cooking in the backyard, and I brought some barbecue up to all the other grad students and professors at the college. And they were like, the guy who was my thesis chair was like, well, you need to open a barbecue restaurant. I was like, what? No, I'm going to work in golf resorts, man. He's like, no, you need to check it out. So I started doing little caterings here and there. And this was also when you could get brisket for $1.49 a pound too. So it was a lot more, I thought I could make some money then, uh, but yeah, it kind of just spiraled into that. And from sitting around and cooking in the backyard to thinking, man, we could actually do this for a living and pay our bills that way. And blessed, very blessed to be, and it was for it to work out. We always say, look back. I mean, the amount of pure luck that we had for it to work out the way it did is awesome.
It was, like if I wouldn't have got laid off at that point, had been talking about it for about a year.
Yeah.
But the rent prices and stuff in Missouri City, compared to Brenham,
To open a restaurant in the Houston area wasn't going to cost a lot more than in a small town, just the ease of entry into the business.
started to help me.
This was 2015.
Yeah. I helped him out on that one. I just got laid off. Couldn't find another job anywhere because the oil field was just dead. And so we decided to, give it a go. And I was like, well, shoot, why don't you look at moving up here? Because we can find a place a whole lot cheaper. To start in Missouri City, you're looking at $1 million.
Yeah. As I had a business plan, like most parts of it written, you know what I mean? And thinking about doing it. And then, like you said, I went and did a big catering up in Burnham at Leah's, my cousin, his wife's work. She used to work at the Burnham State School, the assistant, or what's it called? State supporting living facility now. But, and we went and get a catering for all their employees, later guys. And we went to the little beer garden in town after we did it. We had a little money in our pocket, and we decided we're going to drink some beers. And we talked to the guy that owned the place. We're like, would you mind, what would you charge us to come sell barbecue up here? He's like, charge you? Just don't charge me. Come on, just do it. And we're like, all right, okay, cool. So it was a couple of weeks later, we did that.
It was November of 2015.
That's what we did for a good 8 months, was just doing pop-ups in our local breweries and the beer garden, and caterings, anybody would hire us. We were like, yeah, absolutely. And we built a little following, and people liked what we did. So we just kept doing it, and here we are. It was a wild ride.
The interesting thing is there's lots of, broad advice about going into business with family and whatnot. How has that been for you all? Have you all navigated that? Has it been the most amazing experience ever? Are y'all getting us out?
Well, we are family first and foremost. And, yeah, you're going to have your arguments and disagreements about stuff or whatever, but we're close enough. I mean, we've known each other almost 20 years now, and so we're close enough. We're able to have those discussions with each other, sometimes it gets bad or whatever, but within an hour, we're back on the same page.
I mean, just like, we're pretty close to brothers by now. So your brothers, have little, no, you're wrong, I'm right. No, I'm right, you're wrong, and but at the end of the day, I know he has my back, and he knows I have his back no matter what.
Yeah.
And we're blessed to have family members that have taught us, family is more important than anything.
That's
in, and
we're very tight family.
Yeah.
And that all comes from, my wife and his side. I don't really have any. So
Yeah, no.
it's always going to be family first.
Yeah. What, sorry, I'm going to totally go off on an aside. You mentioned golf. Do you play golf, or you?
Yeah, not as much as I used to.
Oh, sorry.
Not as much as I used to. But yeah, when I was in grad school, I was probably playing 3 rounds a week. I'd stagger my class schedule on.
What was your spot in Goose?
I used to play all over, but I lived in the Southwest side, so we'd play. I grew up in Missouri City, Quail Valley Golf Course. I grew up right at Golf Course, so Greatwood, all out there. But yeah, I tried. My goal at one point was to play every public course I could get on in the Houston area, and I think I came pretty close to doing it. And it was yeah. I don't play nearly as much as I used to.
Yeah.
We love to play, but
Yeah.
it's hard to find the time. Like our local country club is closed on Mondays, but members used to be able to go play Well, now they have so many tournaments and stuff. Mondays is completely closed
Yeah.
for repairs and stuff. And so, like, we had already bought a golf cart. We were like, all right, let's go. And then they're like, yeah, you can't play on Mondays anymore. It's like, well, it's not worth paying a membership.
Yeah. Another cool golf story. So the day that the 2021 top 50 list came out was a Monday, and we were like, let's go play golf Monday. And no matter what, we're having a really, we're celebrating and playing golf, or we're like, damn, we didn't make it, but we're still playing golf, So we went down to Houston. We played at where we played Black Horse. We didn't play Black Horse.
That's a nice.
Yeah, yeah. We were like, all right, let's go play Black Horse. And we were on the way down there, and the list came out, and I was like, we're on it. And it was like, oh, yeah, awesome.
Oh,
What was that moment like?
I don't know, but it was like Corey probably shot 140. It was best 140 he ever shot in his life. Happiest he's ever been.
it was so crazy that morning.
Yeah,
Like, we're just driving.
getting phone calls and just every text message.
What does that look like? Is it something that you kind of have, like, someone came to review the spot, or you have no idea?
We were on the 2019 top 25 new joints, newer, improved, and
At 18, we had made the best bite.
that's right. We made another Texas Monthly publication, so we knew we were on the radar. Really, and we hadn't seen Daniel Vaughn, the editor, he'd come in the restaurant before, but not like before the list came out. And I was like, man, we didn't make it, And we were like, no. And we talked to John Brotherton, our late love friend we miss dearly, and he was like, no, that doesn't mean anything. He didn't go to a lot of places. They got people out there going that you don't even know they work for Texas Monthly. I'm like, all right, cool. And he was like, just be patient. I think it's gonna be all right. We're like, all right. And sure enough, that morning we were on there, and it was scrolling. I was like, whoa, awesome. This is wild.
It was just, head in the clouds, and we're just like blown away.
Yeah.
Never thought that, what we're just trying to make a living and stuff would turn into this.
Yeah.
With the barbecue.
Yeah.
And like, for sure, this guy, we got Australia, Mexico, they've all become just great friends.
Yeah.
Just through cooking barbecue.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I want to right before we move forward from what happens, let's rewind a bit. So y'all opened in 2014.
We did started with pop-ups in November of 2015, and we opened our brick and mortar in June of 2017.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it like off and running? Things are great. This is kind of what we expected, or it was like, oh, maybe we have to like figure some things out that we didn't expect. Well, it was those initial 1 to 2 years.
Because it took us 18 months to actually, with permits and everything, to actually get the building ready and to get open. And so, like, we were set up, the people that we were renting the building from had a liquor store downtown, and they had a little back room with its own door on another street. And so we were selling, 3 days a week out of the liquor store, just slowly building our clientele and following and stuff. And
Cooking 3 briskets, 4 briskets, maybe 5 briskets on a busy Saturday down there.
And so when we finally did get the brick and mortar open, it was just, we didn't expect it. Like,
Yeah, we opened on a Wednesday, I remember, and we were like, all right, let's cook 8 briskets.
Yeah.
Let's hope we sell them all.
July, we had no clue what was going to happen.
Yeah.
We sold out in 30 minutes.
Yeah, we were like, oh.
Yeah.
And that was only like the second week we were open, because we opened in like late June.
Right.
And it was like June 26th. And then so the 4th of July was the next week. And we're like, man, I think people will probably be at home cooking barbecue. Like, they're not going to come buy barbecue.
We had like 10 briskets. We had 30.
Yeah, it was funny.
But
And it's kind of been, we're very, very lucky to have the support we have in Brenham from our local customers. And, before any lists ever hit, or before anybody outside of people we knew had heard of us, we had, nice support. And now to, have people show up from all over the world and all over the country, all over the state, it's very, very humbling, and very, it just blows your mind, it's weird, but it's awesome,
Yeah, and I love that you obviously seem excited talking about it right now. So excitement's still there. Did anyone try to say, like, there's stereotypes, right? And so they're like, oh, you're gonna open a spot up in Brenham. I don't know if it's gonna do well. Did anyone else?
For 100 for sure. I'll leave the name unknown, but a good friend of Leah's parents, my aunt and uncle, was like, they'll be closed in 6 months. There's no way. You can literally. Every 80% of restaurants fail in the first 2 years, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, thanks.
yeah, Are you know this? Yeah, you're gonna fail. Like literally told me that to my face. So like, here we are, almost 10 years later.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So when you opened up that Wednesday and you mentioned you sold everything out, that must have been a good feeling.
Oh, it was awesome. Yeah. Yeah. We were like, I think we barely made it past noon and we were like, whoa. We'd driven all over the state and went to a bunch of, at that time, top 50 restaurants and other well-known spots, all the classics, everything here in Lockhart and everything. And we kind of got an idea of, how we wanted to set up the restaurant, that where the menu would be, where the people would line up. If we really thought we'd have a line, and we did. That was the trippy part. Right? Like, what? There was a line. Holy crap! I remember the first time there was a line, like out into the parking lot. I was like, Leah, go take a picture of that, please. I want to post that. I want. Everyone, this is crazy, and it's still to this day like look at a big line, and I'll be like, whoa, this is awesome. It still feels just as cool now as it did then,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys both seem like really down to earth, humble people. But at what point does it come in your mind like, hey, it'd be nice to be on the top 50 list? Is that like as soon as you open?
Honestly,
Because we all dream, right?
yeah, honestly, yeah, like, the reason I started cooking brisket at the house was we took my friends and I were in Austin. We took a trip to Franklin and I ate it and I was like, good God, I can't get this anywhere. I have to learn how to at least try to get close to this. And but so I'd obviously heard of the Texas. I'm a Texas Monthly. If you grew up in Texas, you know the magazine. And their barbecues become such a huge part of the magazine that it was like a pipe dream, but it was at the end of we'd hope
why would you get started? I mean, it's on your mind.
yeah, it was on our mind for sure.
But sure, it was more like Matt was saying, just when the lines started coming and stuff. And in the 2018, when we made the magazine, as far as the best bite for the 3 meat plate, we were like, all right, we're really good here.
Yeah, they mentioned like, all right, the rib from here, the blah 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 from here, the potato salad, whatever. And they're like, just get the whole 3 meat plates, the bite you want. I was like, oh, that's a good compliment. All right, that means it was all good, cool. And yeah, I mean, it's amazing. The stuff is amazing, but I'm sure Russell Regals, who was here with you earlier, would say the reason you're cooking it is for the people that are there. It's not for a magazine. It's not for anything. The enjoyment you get from putting smiles on people's faces, just that are there every day, or a guy you see 3 times a week that comes in and is just like, thanks for it always being good. Like, I know what I'm gonna get here. I know it's gonna be good, and we appreciate y'all doing that. I'm like, we appreciate you keep coming, man.
Yeah, we get people to come in from Houston, Austin, or whatever, where they just had great barbecue all over the place. And they'll come in for the first time and be like, this is the best barbecue we've ever eaten. And we'll see them again 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's mind blowing for sure.
it's just crazy. Just where it is now.
Yeah. So let's fast forward again back to that Monday. You shoot your 140 year at Black Forest. What does the next week look like? Is it complete lines out the door? Seems like the lines were happening already, but
Not on Saturdays, maybe, you know what I mean? But we definitely ordered more cases of brisket that week. We're like, all right, let's go for it. Let's make this happen.
And as our local people,
They were still there. They know it. But it was the people from out of town on the weekends that were saying, we heard about y'all in this magazine. We drove 5 hours to be here. I'm like, cool, thanks. I hope you like it. You know what I mean? And that was pretty neat. But yeah, I mean, there was a kind of like, all right, we better make sure it's perfect every time. If all these people are coming from so far away, I mean, and just like I said, we want to make it perfect every time for the people that are there twice a week too. But yeah, I mean, so I guess really nothing changed. But because if you still want to make it good,
we made it better.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
We made it better since 21.
Yeah, I think so. I think we're serving better food now than we ever have. I also think that there's a lot of people making really, really great barbecue in this state right now that are, I mean, not on any list at all. And but they will be soon because there's a lot of guys, a lot of young guys just doing it right that have worked in these other places that have worked under the Goldies guys and are starting their own thing now. And I was up in Fort Worth over the New Year's Christmas break last year. and we went to Sabar Barbecue. Have you heard of them?
I have not.
He's it's like Indo-Pak, like Pakistani flavors. That are, and he worked at Goldie's, and he's like, I ate it, and I was like, this is I've never tasted anything like this. And I'm sure I haven't had KG's food that he set up right on there, but I mean, the guy's obviously doing something right. And the flavors that, like we talked about earlier, the flavors that people are incorporating into such a traditionally way to cook the barbecue we cook is awesome. It's super cool.
Yeah, my background is Pakistani. So how do you spell that?
Sabar.
I'm gonna have to check.
They're only, I think, Fridays and Saturdays, or Saturdays and Sundays right now. They're just in a parking lot in South Fort Worth, and Daniel Vaughn was there eating when that's the day we was there.
It's in a park.
I mean, we were sitting in Nickel City, a bar in Fort Worth, and I ran into the guys from Goldie's, and Lane was like, "Yeah, if you're around tomorrow, you should definitely come eat at our buddy Sabar's place. It's called Sabar Barbecue." We're like, "All right, cool." And I mean, it was awesome, you know. But there's guys everywhere doing that. You got just doing it right and making just out of this world quality barbecue, and that's a great thing, you know, for the whole state. And like you even said before we started recording, the amount of the Texas barbecues, just it's everywhere. It's around the world, you know. It's awesome.
Yeah. For you all personally, what's been like the most unique place someone has traveled from where you're like, wow, you came from so and so place?
We have he came from Australia, Nathan did, but we have a guy that when we were still doing pop-ups at the back of the liquor store, a guy, his name's Mino, Japanese guy that was living in Houston and came up with some of his friends and literally walked in and said, we had a sign out there that said barbecue. And he was like, "Oh, had barbecue?" We're like, "Yeah." He's like, he's like, "That was good." And he was back the next week from Cyprus, drove up to Brenham. And he's literally come and visit us, I don't know, so many times. He was back living in Japan during when COVID happened. And he literally called us up and goes, I'm in Japan and I know I can't be there to buy a barbecue, but I want your business to succeed. Can I buy $500 worth of gift certificates? And my friends gave him his from Houston. His friends out there, like, "Ooh, he does that." I mean, a guy in Japan that we serve food out the back of a liquor store more just did that for us. You know what I mean? To try to, he's like, "I love y'all's food. I love you guys. And I just want to do what I can. I can't come eat there right now because I can't leave my country and get back home, but I want to do that." And so, I mean, we have guys like that. We have a Nathan that came from Australia. We have a lady that she lives in Seattle and has family in Brenham. So she's there every Thanksgiving. She is first in line. For 5 or maybe 6 years straight, right? First in line this Wednesday before Thanksgiving when everybody picks up their Thanksgiving orders. And she buys probably 15, 20 pounds of meat. We vacuum seal it for it and she brings it back up to Seattle every like clockwork, first in line on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving.
That's some
It's so cool, yeah. Well, it's kind of a day where, all right, let's get everything ready. It's kind of hectic, and I'll look out the thing. I'll be like, "Oh, the Seattle lady's here.
Yeah.
It's Thanksgiving. Yeah, right. You know,
Really, that's the things that make it worth it. When you have somebody like from Seattle that every year is going to be first in line to buy a bunch of food so she can take it back with her.
Yeah.
It was like, you definitely made an impression on somebody's life for sure doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm kind of mad at myself, the fact that I've driven through Brenham many times. I haven't been to y'all's spot, but obviously that is number one on the list right now. So when I do show up, what should I order?
I mean, I always say the Texas Trinity. You know what I mean, or the special that day. But if you're our first time at LJ's, get the Texas Trinity, get the mac and cheese, get either the collard greens or the green beans, whatever we have that day, and sit down and enjoy it because that's. I mean, still to this day, that's what, if you go to your first ever, if you've never been to a barbecue joint, you order in Texas, you get brisket, ribs, and sausage just to see what we're working with.
What-
You know what it is? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But-
And then go wild from there. You know what I mean? Everybody says, "What should I get?" I'm like, "Get the special. You can get brisket, ribs, and sausage every day, you know? Get the special."
Yeah. What speaking of specials, what makes you all unique? What makes you think that you pop out to others?
I think I mean I think that we just try to we get inspired from various places, you know. We'll not necessarily barbecue. We'll be somewhere and try something, be like, how could we use these flavors and put them in on
We can
something
do that.
that we like, you know. And also I think, we're not afraid to try something, and we've had some ones that weren't so great, you know what I mean? And like
fail something.
yeah, that's how life is, you know. you can't write every song can't be a number one hit. You know, you gotta. It's the way it is. So just try, be creative. Try to let we have a couple awesome guys that work for us that are extremely creative. One's Hispanic, and he brings flavors from his families. He like, my mom, let me cook my mom's fideo, but let me put brisket or smoked chicken in it. And I'm like, absolutely,
Wait,
anytime I got I want to cook my mom's recipe, bro. Yeah, we get that a lot. Like, y'all make the best Mexican food around. I'm like, thanks. Thanks, Josh. Josh is covering that.
Right.
But we try to have fun with it. It's life's too short.
Can you name a few specials on top of your mind?
Let me think. So, I mean, what's
It's like Wednesdays now, we're doing just like a different sandwich.
a different sandwich of the days or a burger or something that, so, I mean, Matt does this bacon jam Swiss burger that's stupid good. We did
Turkey Club.
the turkey clubs weekend, just a winner, make our own bacon, how cure and smoke our own bacon. So it's something that just try to make it all as unique and as just well done as we can possibly do it. Don't cut any corners, get the best ingredients and treat them very well and hope that it turns out right.
And like you said, sometimes they're amazing and sometimes
Exactly. We've had many times where we're like halfway through, we're like maybe like 9 in the morning, be like, this ain't gonna work. Let's try. We gotta pivot. Like, we gotta pivot right now, or just tell everybody, yeah, we're not serving it today. It's sorry. I know we posted, we all knew it, but
We will literally throw it in the trash.
yeah, yeah. If it's not right,
And that's always, ever since we started using his business plan. So we've always said, like, back in the day, my mom was managing a few restaurants when she lived up in the Panhandle and stuff. Things started getting tough, and she would tell me, like, they started cutting corners on stuff. We've always said we will never, ever do that. It's nothing but the best, freshest ingredients that we can get. And if we can't make it, then we don't make it.
yeah,
But we're not going to use cheap stuff,
yeah,
just to try and make a buck, because it's not about that.
yeah.
how do y'all divvy up the responsibilities between the two fellas? Are y'all still in there every day?
We're there every day. So when we first started, it was literally me and Corey, and we had one other employee that was full time. Excuse me. And Leah, his wife, my cousin, worked Monday through Friday at the state school in Burnham, and would come help us on Saturdays, come help us in the evenings. We were there. Corey and I would get there at 5 and leave at 8 or 9 at night every day. And we're only open 4 days a week, so we would get there. I cooked. I mean, he did mac and cheese, barbecue sauce, and I probably cooked everything on the pit and the rest of the sides every day, and we did that for 5 years. And until we got somebody in, Josh, who I was talking about earlier, that is amazing and treat completely. He says to us many times, I know it's your restaurant, but it's my restaurant too. And he believed
He literally started
yeah,
washing dishes, scrubbing toilets,
yeah,
and
and wanted to we goes, I want to cook, I want to learn, I want to do it. And now he literally, the other day I was trying to do so. He's like, get off my pit. You're not doing this. I'm just mine. I'm like, all right, fine. And but he takes ownership of it. He wants it to be his quality expectations of quality are at ours or higher. And actually, we were talking the other day. It's hard for me to sometimes give up control of things. And I was like, no, no, I need to have input. He's like, I know input's good, but let me do what I do. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. So, we're there every day still. Obviously, it's kind of Corey really takes care of a lot of, at the beginning, I always said, I want to cook. I don't want to deal with all the crap that running a business does. And he was pretty good at that. So it worked well. We had a good symbiotic relationship, but, yeah, it's still every day we're there. We're trying to, I tell them, I want to let me work on specials. Let me work on some stuff to keep some fresh stuff. But I let the guys, Josh and Junior, just cover the cooking now pretty much. I'm in there when they need me, and I'm always willing to help, lend a helping hand, but it's kind of a hard thing to get used to, but it's also what's probably best.
but it's what you strive for.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, we're here. They just got done at the restaurant.
They were open today. Yeah, they sold out at 1:45. They should be here in about an hour and a half or 2 hours, and we're gonna have fun tonight. We're gonna go out tomorrow and make some awesome food at the picnic, and we at our on our banners, when we do Troubadour Fest or Red Dirt or here, we've asked them to put their names on the banners too. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, Matt and Corey, we own the business, but those guys deserve their name being in the sign too because they work their butts off for us, and we're very blessed to have those guys.
Zane.
Yeah, and Zane.
And it's hard to find those people. Oh, what do? You got to hang on.
Oh, exactly. Like Josh just told me, he's like, I'm never leaving this job. I'm like, thank you, God. I can't, you can't leave this job. It's right. But
And then like our newest guy, Matt, we call him Junior because he's obviously Matt also. But he's a badass in the kitchen.
yeah, he's a real cook. Like he's a cook.
He
He
is.
worked at many different styles of restaurants, barbecue, and like lots of different styles of restaurants, and knows his stuff and knows his way around the kitchen, and I would say he's our kitchen manager right now.
Oh,
For sure.
absolutely. Josh is our general manager now. Then Junior would be considered the kitchen manager. And I mean, if it wasn't for those two guys, we would not be sitting here right now.
I mean, we're still a very small crew. We were open 4 days a week, and there are 6 full-time employees, including Corey, Leah, and I. So the 3 owners, and we have 3 other employees, and that's it. So we're there every day.
Yeah, you can't move on. No.
We have to be there. Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, service how run. And there are times, like if Matt and Heather want to go somewhere or whatever. Yeah, it's cool if he's gone. It's worse if me and Leah try to go somewhere because then that's too funny.
He's a third of the staff's on vacation.
But we do try to figure it out. Yeah. And just everybody is so awesome, because they tell us, no, y'all done your time.
Yeah.
I know. Be honest a little bit and, enjoy your life.
We can do this, and we can cover it. Y'all take Heather and I went on a road trip to Colorado in August. I also try to plan if we're going to go on vacation, it needs to be in August or January because those are our slowest
Right.
times. So like plan smart, my fiance knows that. So we've tried to do where we take a week off in the summer for everybody. So everybody gets a full week paid vacation where they can go have vacation with their families or whatever. And I take 1 week off during the year and Corey takes a week off during the year. It's while we remain open. So we're there all the time. Like Russell was saying to you earlier. I mean, you're never not thinking about it or remembering, oh dang, I forgot to do that. Let me go back up there. Or that refrigerator was kind of acting funny. I want to go check it and make sure it's not broken and the food's not being ruined. You know what I mean? And it's always on your mind. It's always and he's open 7 days a week. Luckily, we're only still open 4, but I couldn't imagine being yeah.
It sounds like having a kid, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. Like 5 of me, but we love it. There's it's the most rewarding thing I've ever done. It's getting it started and opening it was the hardest thing I've ever done, but worth all of it, and 10 times over.
We are here at the Goodstock area here at the festival. Tell me about your relationship with them, how that came about, what you liked about them, a little more insight into.
But it was Morgan. And
Yeah.
tried to get us right before COVID. And then, stuff just kind of didn't work out. And then she popped back in again. Where's she at? She's over there.
Yeah, she's over there somewhere.
Trying to think of what year it was. We're 24 now. So it was probably, I guess, 22 or maybe late 21. And we sat down and talked about it and stuff. And she was like, and my main thing, when purveyors try and get you to try different briskets and stuff, they're going to bring you one. Okay. Well, they break the box open and they're going to sit there and cherry pick it, and I told her, I was like, we need 2 cases.
So we can look at them, so we can see what we're doing.
Yeah. She brought us 2 cases of brisket, and we tried them out, everything, really, really started falling in love with them. So we started using them a lot. And then, our relationships grew with Morgan. She is just amazing. And got to talking to Maddie about it and was like, with these other companies, briskets that you use, all you can do is call your salesperson. They don't know who is doing that.
Yeah.
Well, with Goodstock, you can call Morgan, you can call Sam. I even have Cody's number, the CEO. You know, they stand behind their product, and if it's not right, they make it right. With using other brands, you don't get that, family customer service like that.
The product's great, but the folks that work at Goodstock are just as great. Like they're anything we need from them, they're willing to help us. Like for these festivals, like what can we get y'all? What do you want to cook? All right, we'll make sure we get it up to you. We'll just treat it right, and of course we're gonna treat it right. And like they care about their product, they care about their customers, but they also do a lot of stuff for just the barbecue community or other people in general. I mean, I know they're very involved with the John Brotherson Foundation. They asked us to come up to Dell Diamond up in Round Rock a few months ago, and they did a out of the blue. I think they sold like what 700 ticket. Like it was people that were already going to the game, but
It was
you
more
could buy an add-on for $20 more, and it was all went to the Brotherson Foundation, and it was and they showed out in force, and that was all them. They did it. They just decided to do it, and they're doing stuff out here at Texas Monthly Festival too for that. But they're very they care about the community, they care about their customers, and they treat us right, and it's great. I don't have a bad word to say about the Goodstock folks. They're awesome. We love them.
Yeah, and it's I've had this conversation with few fit masters, and that seems to be a constant theme. Family,
I can imagine.
honest, throughout all that.
And like I wrote this down the other day when I was talking about or what I was worried about. But when you grow up in Texas and you're a guy who watches sports and everything, in my age, I'm 43 years old. Nolan Ryan is like a god in his state. You know what I mean? If Nolan Ryan lends his name to it, it's at least worth checking out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Nolan Ryan wouldn't put his name on something that's not a great product. I promise you that. I mean, so it's pretty cool to be, we're little Nolan Ryan. Everyone always asks us, has Nolan been to the restaurant? Like, no, he hasn't, but maybe one day, you know what I mean? But it's really cool. I hope so.
And one of the greatest things, about the product also is, you get so many of these different beef products that, raised in North Dakota, South Dakota, Colorado, whatever, and knowing that everything is bred in Texas. It's nothing but Texas beef. So if you're doing Texas barbecue, why would you, I want South Dakota cows. I want Texas cows now, and so, that's something that's really important, just to be able to put that on our walls and stuff, knowing that, that cow was raised in Texas and slaughtered in Texas. And so that's pretty awesome.
It means something.
Yeah, for sure.
What so a tip for the backyard barbecue warrior? What's something, you're a golfer, so you understand it. You know how like when you ask a pro, like one thing every amateur does wrong. In y'all's eyes, what's something that, when you make barbecue at home that someone messes up every time, or it's a common thing you see that you would
I mean, I just like three things I would say. Be patient. Don't be afraid to mess up. And like I said, when I first started cooking, I could literally go to HEB and get a brisket for $19. Now they're 80. So I would just say cook some pork butts. Get to learn your pit. Learn the pit, good fire management, and use a good product. I mean, so yeah, fire management, patience, start with good product, treat it well, and don't be afraid to learn. YouTube's your friend these days. I mean, you can go on there on YouTube and watch Aaron Franklin describe exactly how he cooks everything. The guy's done it right. He changed the way barbecue's done in the state of Texas.
Exactly.
Go learn, don't be afraid to learn. Be like Nathan over here who came from Australia to go a bunch of great restaurants and see what he could see, learn what he could learn. If you're a backyard cook and you really want to learn more, go to your favorite barbecue restaurant and say, I love your food. Can I come watch y'all for a day? And they're going to say yes.
that's always been like my goal. Like,
They're going to say yeah.
go there and be like, can I shatter you?
Yeah, absolutely.
We just had a guy in, a classmate of mine, her and her husband live in College Station, and they had a guy that was interning with her husband's job from France. But he had already decided once he got over here, and I guess he probably went to 1775 and some good friends of ours at College Station, and he fell in love with the Texas barbecue. He had already ordered a 500-gallon pit before and he came and spent the entire day with us.
Yeah.
And just to look and see how we do everything, and
I think I was super nice, but he said, I was like, how many briskets have you cooked before? He's like, one. It was on a Weber kettle grill. And I was like, at the end of the day, he spent all day with us. And I was like, well, how you feeling? He's like, I think I am ready. I was like, okay, go for it, bro. But he was the super nice guy, and I wish him all the luck in the world. Well, he
Probably was not.
he's got a 500-gallon tank sitting waiting for him in France, I guess. So those were
He's going to have a lot of hurdles in the way. But, the one thing, he's not scared to work. And that's one of the main things, as far as with getting a restaurant open, you cannot be afraid of the work.
I don't know.
Sleep is not your friend anymore, and you got to bring it.
The bottom line, if especially with our crew, if we have if Josh is sick or if Josh has a sick kid that he has to bring to the doctor that day, I'm back on the pits really quick. You know what I mean? It's you got to be willing to, just like Josh would cover if I was not there. We're no matter what, we're there. It's as our, at the end of the day, it has to get done. And if nobody else is going to do it, we're doing it. You know what I mean? It's the way it is. Corey's back there washing dishes most days just because he's like, it's something you can get done. You know what I mean? Right then it takes a load off the kitchen worker stuff. So it's awesome. And yeah,
And I think there's something cool about that. Like all the glory of being like top 50, but then at the same time, the next day you could be mopping the floor.
yeah, cleaning this and yeah.
Toilets are my friend.
Yeah, he's a toilet cleaning son of a gun right here.
But we had a part-time girl, and she actually just bought a new business and stuff. And so, she obviously had to, step down to take care of that. And she was doing all that stuff. So yeah, I'm back to toilet duty now.
Yeah. For the foreseeable future, yes.
So what do y'all have planned for the rest of the weekend? Looks like y'all have some friends from out of town.
Absolutely. Got some friends from out of town. I want to get over to the taco. We stopped by and had a couple of tacos, but there's the new Texas Monthly top 50 taco list came out, and there's 5 of them right over there. I mean, from Mission, from El Paso, and little Lockhart right there. I'm gonna go eat that food. I want to try that stuff. And just like everybody's gonna be able to do tomorrow at the top 50 picnic, to be able to have all these food from these restaurants that would take you a month to try to go to all of them, and you can try them all in one day is a pretty unique thing. That's awesome,
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, so that's our plan, is hang out here probably till it gets dark. We're staying in San Marcos down the road, and then get out early tomorrow, make some awesome food, put some smiles on some people's faces, and be tired, and then get on back to Brenham tomorrow night. So that's the plan. Yes.
What
Every from one day.
any closing thoughts? What's next? Want to plug anything?
Yeah, just to thank the Goodstock folks. They treat us amazing. We are very, very blessed for that relationship that we have with them. They're as good a people as their product is, and we're proud to represent their product, and we hope that we hope they're proud we represent them too.
Yeah, thanks to them for getting you guys Berkeley. Absolutely. Thanks for spending some time with us. Really appreciated y'all sharing your story.
Thanks always. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
We enjoyed it.
Yeah, thank you so much. That was fun.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. Awesome, dude.